Good morning, gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk to you something about India and the appointment of the new CDS who has come in place of General Rawat. General Rawat, as you all know, expired about 10 months back in a helicopter crash, and he has now been replaced by General Anil Chauhan. Nothing new about it. A CDS was long due, but it does raise eyebrows that almost 10 months elapsed before the new CDS could be appointed. And that's something which has never been explained. CDS was a vacancy which was created with the Modi government and had been hanging fire for many years. But the Congress government hadn't given its approval because the two other services, the Navy and the Air Force, were not in favor of it. Because by logistics and by strength, the CDS would invariably be from the army. And this was something which was not acceptable to the other two services. Mostly the Air Force, which had a strong opposition to this. But anyway, the CDS came, and he was treated as the first among equals, as a four-star general. Now, the previous CDS, General Rawat, went away about 10 months back in an air crash, and now we have got a new CDS who is coming. This man has been earlier the GOC Army Eastern Command, and he was also the military advisor to the government. And he has one thing in common with General Rawat, that he is also a terrorist expert, a counter-insurgency expert. That's what really has tilted the scales in his favor. Because one thing we must remember, that as far as India is concerned, terrorism, whether external or internal, is a bigger menace than fighting a war with either Pakistan or China, which is a very remote possibility. So the basic problem is, right from 1955, when Mr. Fizo started his revolt in Nagaland against the Nehru government, counter-insurgency operations have always been the main strength of the army. And they've been at it for the last almost 67 years. But after 89, counterinsurgency took over a different hue because there were allegations that Pakistan was sending or sponsoring terrorism inside India. And so many of their infiltrators were entering right from Azad Kashmir into Kashmir and creating all the problems. General Rawat was supposed to be the expert, and that was the thing which tilted in his favor when he was made the CDS. And in a way, I would say it was a very good thing because the CDS came in with an idea, with an aim, and his aim was to integrate the three services, create a joint command, and at the same time bring down the defense budget. Now that's very important as far as the Modi government is concerned, because Modi government is cash-strapped. They don't want to spend on defense. And hence, when they don't want to spend on defense, they need a man, someone who's more amenable to what they're saying, who can carry the three services along with him and reduce the defense budget. And the AGNIPATH scheme is part of that. This was the brainchild of General Rawat, wherein he made the scheme that 75% of the army would be coming in for just about 4 years' term, going back, and there would be no pension liabilities for life, and the net result was that the defense budget would come down. The veterans have opposed it, so many generals have opposed it, because as far as fighting efficiency is concerned, you can't have AGNIPATH scheme. But after the death of General Rawat, the government needed someone who could sell this scheme to the people. Now, the head of the national security is Mr. Aji Doval. Now, Doval is basically a civilian, And he has no military background, and he was not the right man to sell this project to the Indian public. It was the job of General Rawat to do it, and this was in addition to his earlier pet schemes of having theatre commands. He was thinking of sending up 4 theatre commands, integrated commands, which would be the Army and the Air Force complement, and another complement with the Navy. The aim was to integrate the services for a battle with Pakistan or China. Good enough? But after the death of General Rawat, I think the scheme has, these theatre commands have gone to cold storage. The Air Force was objecting to it because General Rawat had reached a conclusion, whether you can call it right or wrong. The Air Force, he said, was an ancillary service, just like you have the artillery, you have the armored corps. I think he was wrong there, and that has to be accepted. Air power is one and indivisible, and that is the theory of Gullian the Huth. So now, though theatre commands have not taken off, I think they're still in the planning stages, and General Rawat is no more, and now we have his protege who has come in. Now, this man has a lot in common with General Rawat. They are both from Garhwal. They are Garhwalis. They are both from the Gurkha regiments. That also is a fact. And both of them are close to the National Security Advisor, Mr. Aji Doval, who also is from Uttarakhand. So I do not know whether you can say, you scratch my back, I scratch your back or something. But this does raise eyebrows. Another thing which needs to be clarified, and which is not going to be easy to explain, is that the man who has now been appointed as the CDS is actually a retired Lieutenant General. And he is junior, or at least was junior, to the present 3 service chiefs. But by virtue of his rank and position now being appointed as a 4-star general, he would be senior to all 3. And the government has been very clever about it. They have said he will be heading the Department of Military Affairs, So that makes him senior to the other 3 generals. And he would be the first among equals. Now the new General CDS who has come in with a very clear mandate, and that is he has to go in for the AGNIPATH scheme and spread it. As it stands, the scheme is not accepted by so many people, retired veterans in particular, and even the Nepal government has not accepted it. They said, no, we don't want it, and we'll wait till the next elections and then decide whether we're going to carry on with the scheme or no. I've already discussed the AGNIPATH scheme in so many of my earlier videos. It's not very good as far as the military efficiency is concerned, but it is good because it will reduce the defense budget. The pension bill, which is now burgeoning, will come down over a period of time. But then the bigger point is how efficient the army is going to be. In my opinion, and I think after going through it, army based on just conscription does not last much longer. You see what has happened in Russia. Russian army consists of conscripts. They have come in to Ukraine. There is no motivation, and they are losing the battle. So if you're going to have 75% of the army who are going to come for, say, 4 years only, and then go back and say, bye-bye, have a good time, and they are not going to have a good time because India, as I told you, is not a labor-intensive market, because these chaps are just going to be in the market, there's going to be no job for them. But the new CDS who has come in is coming with this one-point agenda, and that is what matters. I don't think he's concerned about the theatre command. They're not going to be there, and we'll have to see how efficient this man is going to be. I think, gentlemen, that's all I want to say at this moment. There's the new CDS who has come in, and it's not going to be easy for him to correlate everything, but his main purpose is to spread the word of this AGNIPATH scheme, and that is not a good thing. I close now, gentlemen, and wish you all the best. If you like my video, share it, like it, share, and subscribe to it. Bye bye, God bless, take care, and Jai Hind.